Hello, how is everyone today? I have a little troublemaker right here. She's being very mischievous and she is trying to get after something. So I decided to bring her on with me. How is everyone doing today? I hope everyone is having a good day. Today we are going to be doing something a little different. We are going to be doing an AMA. So ask me anything. Ask me about Blackjack, ask me about any kind of table game, ask me about pretty much anything. So it's a pretty easy day today. Hey Wolfgar, how you doing? Hey Nashville, how are you? Hey James, hi, how are you guys? Yes, Pip is just being a little shit, or a nice little monster today. So she is coming up and joining me on the table. Oh, maybe, or maybe she's jumping off. Ah, okay, say bye. Bye. Okay, there you go. How are you guys today? Hey, Scorned One, how are you? Pip, no. She has been a little monster, I'm telling you. So, welcome back to Vegas Aces AMA. I'm Heather Ferris with Vegas Aces, and today we are going to be doing an AMA. So, ask me anything, ask me any questions you want. Hey Eric, how are you? Good to see you. So, before we get started, I just want to remind you to subscribe and to make sure you always hit that notification bell so you'll always be notified of our latest videos and live streams. Hey Jim, how are you? No chewing on the power cables, right? Oh, I'm telling you. Hey, Angry Oyster, awesome. Training every day, but oh no, and I'm getting overloaded. No, but it's fun. Well, good luck, Angry Oyster. I hope everything works out for you. Ah, yes, James, thank you so much for the super chat. Much appreciated. Pip needs it. Pip. And she really appreciates it too. Okay, so 2 treats right there. We got $2 for 2 treats. And I got to break it up for her because she's old. She's 13 years old, and she's over here begging for it too. She knows something's up. She's 13 years old, and she can't eat as well as she used to, so I have to break up her food for her. Come here, Pip. Come here. Oh, come here. There you go. Thank you very much. Very much appreciate it. I was wondering if you have any tricks for remembering the 3-2 payout. Yes, let's go over that. That's a great question, for sure. So, with the 3-2 payout, when you're trying to figure out how much to pay, all you really need to think about is you have to take the main bet and multiply it by 1.5 times or 1.5 times the bet. So, for example, if you have a $10 bet, right there, then you would pay the normal bet, even money. So $10 would get paid $10. And then you take that $10 main bet and you have it. So what is half of $10? Half of $10 is $5. So you know the bonus is $5. So let's try that again. Let's say if you have $50, for example. Now $50, some people get really worried about doing math, especially doing blackjack math, such as 3-2 or 6-5 payouts. No, those are not treats. Do not eat the chips. The chips are not treats. But you don't. Oh, okay. Are you gonna lie down? There you go. But you don't have to worry about math or anything. Instead, pay to the units. And if you pay to the units, that's usually a lot easier. So, for example, don't do that on the table. For example, you have $50. That's 2 green chips. So you know you're going to do 1.5 times the bet, right? So 2 green chips equals 2 green chips. And then half of 2 is 1. So then you give them 1. So you're paying to the units instead of paying to the bet. That helps too when you don't really know the math. If it's something crazy, let's say for example, if someone has $675.85, what do you do if you have a $685 blackjack? Well, Okay, I know I'm not going to be able to do the math on that. There's no way. So what I do is I pay to the units. First thing you have to do is you have to break it down because it's a rainbow bet. So when you have a rainbow bet, you always break it down into each of the units. So you have each one of the units out here. And now we pay to the unit. So 500 pays 500. Half of 500 is 250. So that pays 250. 100 gets paid 100. And then half of 100 is $50. So 150. Now you have 3 chips here. That's 75. You know that 2 chips get paid 3 chips. So 2 chips get paid 3 chips. And then you have an extra chip on top of there. So that's an extra chip on top of there, which is $25. And half of $25 is $12.50. So you get $12.50 out. And that is the amount. There you go. And that would equal, let's see, $102.50. So instead of doing it to the math, you do it to the unit. So let me break it down so you guys could see it. You have $75. That's 3 chips right here. 2 chips get paid 3 chips, like so. And then 25 gets paid 25, like so. Oops, I was 127. And then you get half, which is $12.50. And that's why I do it in units and not in math, because there's no way I'd be able to do it in math, for sure. Okay, so then you have it, and then you would just stack it back up and give it to them. So that's what it pays. You stack it back up, and you give it to them. Hi, Pip. And then you have $10 right here. So $10, 2 chips. 2 chips get paid 2 chips, like so. And then half of 2 is 1, so you put the 1 right there. And you're paying to the units instead of paying to the amount. So they could stack it back up, and then you go on to the next one. Usually you just leave it all out there so that way the cameras can see like what happened. That's how I would pay it, because my math, I would not be able to do 3-2 blackjack for something like that. So I would have to pay to the units in order for me to get the correct answer. So that's what I would do when I was doing. Pip, what you doing? Behave yourself or you're getting... Okay, okay. Come here. Oh. Okay. Pip is gonna go. I don't want her to wash herself on the table. I don't want to give you guys that kind of entertainment. This is a semi-family friendly show. Semi-family friendly because I curse way too much. Oh, I saw something the other day that totally fit me. Curse like a sailor and say please and thank you like a saint. I'm complicated. I like that. It was a meme. I was just laughing my butt off. It was awesome. So I hope that answered your question, Angry Oyster. Let me know. Okay, cool. Awesome. And then if you have any more questions or if you need any more help with anything, feel free to come back on any of these live streams at any time and ask me pretty much any question, and I will help you. I'm here for you guys, and I'm here to help you. Okay, so Nashvillean, are you familiar with Red Dog Poker, sometimes also called AC-Deucey? I've heard of AC-Deucey before. I am not familiar with Red Dog Poker, and I'm not that familiar with AC-Deucey. I dealt poker for a short period of time over at the Sahara, and it was not one of my favorite games. So that's why it was a very short amount of time. I know with poker you have, they have up to like 20, 25 different poker games out there. So there's a lot of different poker games out there. So that is not one that I'm familiar with. Is it more difficult for 6 to 5? Yes. To answer your second part of your question, yes, players should stay away from 6 to 5. 6 to 5, you're playing exactly the same game as 3 to 2, except the casino is paying you less money. So it's just really not good for the players. For example, if you have a $10 bet and you are on a 3 to 2 blackjack game, that $10 bet is going to pay $15. Now, if you're on a 6 to 5 game, that $10 bet is only going to pay you $12. So the casino shorts you $3 for playing exactly the same game. Is there a way to do blackjack with 6 to 5 like there was with 3 to 2? Yes, I would just pay to the units. Same thing as before. I always pay to the units. It's just a lot easier for me because then I don't have to think about the math. So when I say pay to the units, for every $5 that the player pays or plays, the blackjack would pay $6 or 1 to 1 plus a dollar chip. So every red would get paid 1 white. Every, like, 1 red would get paid 1 white. So you get even money. $5 gets $5 even money, and the bonus is a white for a red. So that's what that is. So every red dollar chip would get paid a white dollar chip, and every $25 chip would get paid a red chip. So a $25 chip on a 6 to 5 blackjack, you would pay even money, so you'd get a $25 chip plus a red chip. So every green chip would get paid an extra red chip for the bonus. So you would do that with every green chip. That should take you all the way up to 100. If you have $100, every black chip gets paid $20. Okay, so every black chip gets paid $20. And then you could pretty much figure it out from there. Let's see. So every purple chip or every pink chip, every 500, would get paid 100 or 1 black. And then you would just pay to the units instead of paying to the actual amount. Yeah, 100 is the only one that's a little weird because everyone, it's like you have a certain color chip, you get a certain color chip. But you're right, $100 or a black chip, it's a little strange because you don't get a green chip. You get $20 or 4 red chips. So you have to think about it a little when you do that. Hey Andrew, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, that's a lot of treats, but she ate it all. It's all gone. There are no more, there's not even crumbs up here. Hey Flag Dude, how you doing? Good to see you. Oh, by the way, just so you guys know, we should be having a Wizard of Odds live stream after this live stream. So at 3 p.m., if you go to The Odds Must Be Crazy, I'm going to be doing a live stream with Mike Shackelford, the Wizard of Odds, at 3 p.m. So check that out at The Odds Must Be Crazy. Okay, good. I'm glad that helped you. So, Scorned One, why don't you deal anymore? You obviously like doing it. Because I have a business. I have a business. I have a YouTube channel. I'm trying to create the first free dealing trade school, so that way people don't have to, you know, they don't have to be stuck in a horrible situation and not be able to advance or get themselves out of a bad situation just because they can't afford to pay for school. Nobody out there should be stuck in a bad situation just because they can't afford to pay for school. So dealers make pretty good money. Dealers make 40, 50, 60, 70,000 depending on what casino you're at. And if I could give that information away for free to everyone around the globe, and if I can make their lives better, then I would so much rather be doing that than, say, working in a casino, just doing a normal dealing job. I feel like I want to improve people's lives, and I can do it this way. Wolfgar, you may not know this, but how is the new Raiders stadium coming along? So it's coming along well. It should be finished in a year or two, I think. I know it's going to be a couple years before it's finished. And they just, from the picture that I saw a couple weeks ago, it looks like they've pretty much finished doing the skeleton. And the picture that I saw was actually from inside the Raiders stadium. And so it looks like they're about that much done. You can actually go inside the Raiders stadium and go up to the top and take a picture of it. And it looks like the skeleton is semi-complete. So that's about how it's going. It's coming along slowly but surely. Tube Wings, what brand of playing cards do you use for these videos? I actually use old Sahara cards. So the Sahara is a defunct casino. I can't say that anymore because it's coming back, but technically Sahara is a defunct casino, and it has been out of commission for a while now, at least a few years, 2, 3, something like that. And when casinos go defunct, a lot of their old merchandise goes to either Spinetti's or the Gambler's General Store, and they sell a lot of that merchandise. So right now, if you go to Spinetti's, they have a bunch of old Sahara cards that they're selling, and they're pretty good. They're pretty cheap. I think I only paid $1 or $1.25 a deck, something like that. I'd have to go look because I don't remember, but it was something to that. It was pretty cheap, I remember. Maybe $2.50. I don't know. It was something like that. But so I bought a whole bunch of Sahara decks and everything of 2 colors, and that's what I use because they are casino quality. They feel good. I like the way, you know, I like using them. There are some cards out there where they say they're casino style cards, or they're casino quality cards, and they're not. They're too thin, they're too small. I just don't like the way you can't shuffle them. Like this, you could shuffle. This is a good shuffle. But some cards are so thin, it's hard to shuffle, and it's just sort of annoying. So that's what I use. Now, they are actually selling these cards on Amazon. If you go to the description, down there at the bottom in the description box, I have supplies, and I have a list of supplies that you can buy that are Blackjack supplies. And one of those supplies is cards. So you should be able to find the link to these playing cards that I use in the description below. And you should be able to find a pretty good cheap pack on Amazon. Blackjack player, is this video about a specific subject? Yes, it's an AMA, ask me anything. That is pretty much as specific of a subject as we are getting right now. So this week is pretty crazy. I got a lot of stuff going on, doing a lot of stuff. So you'll find out more about it on Monday when I do the live stream, but I had to do AMAs all week because I just was going so crazy that I was going so much, and it was so crazy that I couldn't do a normal live stream. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. Awesome. We got a new person on Twitch. How you doing? It's Guillermo. Guillermo, is that right? Guillermo on Twitch. How can I play? So normally we do the tournaments on Mondays. This Monday, like I was saying, it's going to be a little different because this week is crazy, so we're just doing AMAs all week. But usually when you come in on Mondays, we do the tournaments. It's a different game every week. You could play, and if you win, if you have the most money at the end of the game, then you get a prize. And usually what I give away, and I don't have it here in front of me, but usually what I give away is a pair of dice from the Sunset Station. So hopefully I'll see you on Monday. Not next Monday, because that's going to be an AMA, but the Monday after that. Flag Dude, 3 p.m., couple of hours late, East Coast humor. Nice. Ha! Hey Malik, how you doing? You feel sleepy every day? Doing 8 p.m., dang. Well, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. You should be sleeping right now. Yeah, exactly. Wolfgar, Sahara is now SLS, but SLS just made an announcement. They are switching their name back to the Sahara. So the Sahara is coming back in the form of SLS. It's just going to be a different casino with the same name. So they are coming back. Rice, hey Rice, perfect. How you doing? Who is the most famous celebrity you have ever dealt to? Oh, let's see here. The most famous celebrity I ever dealt to was probably, let me see if I can remember his name too. I can't say that guy from that show because that would not work. It was that one guy from that one show, and he played that one cop. And okay, so this was NYPD Blue is the show, and the name of the guy is, ooh, I'm so blanking on this. So NYPD Blue, there's usually 2 cops, and one of the cops, he looks really Italian, and he has the mustache, and he's sort of bald, and he's a little round and everything, but I can't remember his name. Dennis Franz, that's it. Yes, thank you, Wolfgard. Dennis Franz. Okay, so I'm dealing over at the Golden Nugget, and Dennis Franz, his wife, his sister, and his sister's husband are all like walking around and they want to play. So I'm like sitting here like, oh my god, I hope they play at my table. I love them. They're so cool. I've been watching a lot of the show. Super excited. So I got my wish and they sat down and they played on my table. And I was just so happy and so excited that I was talking to them. How are you? How you doing? I'm so energetic, blah, blah, blah. And I'm telling them story after story after story. And as I'm dealing the cards, Dennis Franz, he is losing one hand after another after another. Every single hand he is losing. And he is getting more and more upset. He is not happy at all. And his wife is having a good time. His sister's having a good time. The husband's having a good time. But he's over here and he's so angry and mad. And by the end of it, he hated me. I mean, he didn't say anything horrible or anything, but he was not happy with me. And he was just walked away, you know, angry and everything. The wife, the sister, the husband, they were all nice. But the one person that I was so excited to see that I wanted to impress was so angry with me because I won every single hand and he didn't win any hand. And I felt so horrible about that. So that's one celebrity story. Oh my goodness, $600 for Jerry's Nuggets cards? That's insane. Which outlet mall is better, north or south? Ooh, stay away from Northtown. Any outlet mall in the south is better. Definitely. North, do not go north. If it's any further north than downtown, don't go north. Or east. I mean, east is a little better than north, but still not a good area. Are you able to ask a dealer how much is in the pot if you can't see it? Very good question, Andrew. So yes, when you are playing on poker, if you have a pot and you don't know how much is in the pot, you are allowed to ask the dealer about how much is in the pot. They could probably take a good glance, give you a pretty good estimate. Some of them will actually, you know, like put it together, break it down, figure it out, tell you. But they will tell you about how much is in the pot if you can't see it. The most famous celeb I've ever dealt to was Richard Petty, Nashvillean for life. Ooh, how did it go? Tell us about it. You can't just start off with that and then not tell us about it. Blackjack player, how much should I tip dealers in craps, percent-wise? Oh, so of course tipping is always a personal preference. If we are tipped, dealers are happy. We thank you for the tip. Of course, not always. I one time had someone who won $40,000 and they tipped me $40. I was not happy about that tip. So I can't say that for everyone. But on craps, usually if you're doing really good, if you're winning a lot of money, I mean, any dealer on any game, they don't necessarily expect you to tip if you're losing money. That's why every single casino dealer wants their players to win. If you're winning, that means that they're tipping you. So every dealer wants you to win. So if you're losing, they don't really expect you to tip. Now, if you're winning, they are hoping that you will tip something. It really just depends on how much you're playing. If you're doing like $5 bets and that's what your normal bet is like $5 bets, then $1 here and there would be appreciated. If you have, let's say, I don't know, 56 across or something, and you win all of them, then, you know, $5, maybe $10 would be nice. It's totally up to you. It's your preference. You're the player. It's your money. But, you know, something would be nice if you're winning. We don't expect anything large. We're not expecting 20%, for example, or 25%. That's insane. 10% would be nice. Maybe 15%. But again, you're the player, it's your money, so it's your choice. We're happy with anything. So I hope that answers your question. Cool, we got a new follower. Yes. But yeah, let me know if that answers your question, Blackjack player. Hey, Nathan! Woohoo! How you doing, Nathan? Good to see you. You finally made it. Awesome. How's it going? How's work? Hi. Mario, how much do dealers on average make a year in Las Vegas? It really just depends on the casino. We have a wide range of here in Las Vegas. So there are casinos where the dealers will make minimum wage plus $20 for that 8 hours. Those are usually like downtown casinos or locals casinos or casinos that have like 3 tables in it and that's it. So there are casinos where you're only making $20 for that 8-hour period. And then there are other casinos on the complete opposite end of the spectrum where you're making minimum wage again, but you are making on the weekdays probably $300, $200 to $300, and then on the weekends $300 to $500 per day. So those dealers are making 75, 80, 90,000 a year. So it really just depends. I would say the average would probably be around 40 or 50,000, somewhere around there. Flag dude, personally on craps, when I'm shooting, boys go on the line with me, and I'll even back them up with some odds. Sweet. Oh good, I'm glad I answered your question, Blackjack player. Oh, okay. So Wolfgar asks, what game seems to generate the most tips in your opinion? I would say Blackjack and craps would generate the most tips, and roulette and Pai Gow poker and possibly mini baccarat would generate the least amount of tips. Awesome. Glad you're doing good, Nathan. A player gave me a nickel last night on a dead table. Did they just walk up to you and give you a nickel and walk away? I swear, that's the really fun thing about casinos. Anything can happen. It's just so crazy. Good question, Mario. So Mario asks, do the hotels train you for free? Now, this really depends on your location. If you're in the Midwest or more on the East Coast, you'll find that more casinos train you. Just because there's so few casinos that this is really the only way that they're going to get employees. So they have to train you. And when they train you, they'll either send you through their training school for free, or what they'll do is they'll have you sign a contract, and the contract says, if I stay at your casino as a dealer for 6 months or for 1 year, then the education that you gave me is free. However, if I leave during that time frame, then I have to pay you back for that education. So it depends on where you're at. Here in Las Vegas, we have, I think it's like over 100, or maybe it's near 150. Something like that. We have about 100 to 150 casinos here in Las Vegas. So we have a lot of casinos. So the casinos, they don't train their dealers. Most of the casinos here in Las Vegas, they expect you to have 3 years to 5 years minimum experience dealing before they hire you. If you go, say, downtown, that's a little different. They will hire you, but they won't put you through school. Instead, they'll put you on the floor and you learn as you deal. And that's called, a break-in house. So they're expected to teach you while you're learning and while you're dealing. They won't hire you with no experience, though. They'll hire you, 1, if you can pass the audition, or 2, if you're from a dealing school. And we have a lot of dealing schools here in Las Vegas. We have a good handful of them. And they charge a lot of money. they don't seem to do very well teaching either. It's usually students teaching students, or there's no supervision, or they only have an instructor that is there like 1 day a week from this time to this time, and if you can't get it, then you're sort of SOL. So it really just depends. That's one of the reasons why I started the free dealing trade school. I wanted to get that information out to people and actually help them. So it really just depends on your location and what's available to you. Mike, hey Mike, how you doing? When playing Pai Gow tiles, do you set your hand face up, or do you set them face down and stack them on top of each other? Playing it in Vegas for the first time this week. Awesome. Okay, let me show you. Oh, where are they? 1 second, I'm gonna disappear real fast. I gotta go downstairs in my basement. Okay, I totally failed that. Okay, I'm back. Wait, let me walk up. Okay, I'm back from the basement. And I totally failed that miserably. Okay, Pai Gow tiles. Okay, so with Pai Gow tiles, when you're playing in a casino, you're not going to flash them up. So when we're playing here on the game, what I typically do is I take my my 4 tiles. Oh, I'm not going to do all of them. I just want to get them out of the way. Okay. So on the game, you're going to be handed the tiles like so. And when I'm showing you something on this live stream, or when I'm talking about this on the live stream, which by the way, if you haven't done this already, go check out my 2 live streams with Mike Shackelford and Jay Shapiro. They were really good, and we talked about tiles. But normally when you're given tiles on the live stream, I would just flip it over and I would show you what I have, and I'd figure it out there. You know, oh, this is what I would do, this is what I have, this is how I would, you know, whatever. Okay, and we're good. But when you're playing on an actual game in the actual casino, you're not going to flip the tiles up. So you're going to have your tiles like so, and you could either do one of 2 things. So I have seen people either take their tiles and set them up like so, and then figure out what they're going to do, so that way the other players can't see it. Or what I've seen people do is I've seen them take their tiles and then they, okay, look at them. Okay, I know what I'm going to do. And they switch it over, and that's what we're going to do. So you could either put them on the table like so, or you could look at them and figure out what you want to do and then set them up and then play them like that. So I hope that helps. I hope that answers your question. Just put that over here real quick. So Scorned One, what about 3rd card? Are you talking about 3-card poker? How are the tips on that? I think you're talking about 3-card poker, right? Same thing. If it was 3-card poker, you would have like a $5 pair plus, $5 ante, $5 play. The player could put $1 next to the pair plus, and then if you get, say, a straight, instead of getting paid $1, you could pay $6 because you get that $6 on. Same with the ante. If the ante gets paid, you get paid. Just so you know, when you are doing tipping on Carnival games that have really big odds, there is a maximum amount that the players are allowed to tip the dealers, because the casino doesn't want to pay the dealers too much money. And I know that sounds horrible, but it's just, saying it bluntly is just way better than trying to make it sound better. They don't want to pay the dealers the money. So they have a maximum amount that they pay out to the dealers. And if the player is betting, say, pair plus on 3-card poker and they have a $100 tip, Well, that $100 tip, especially if you get, you know, 3 of a kind, player or the casino's not going to pay the dealer that much money. So you have to be aware what the maximum amount is that players could tip on bets that have those high ranging odds. Oh my goodness, I'm starting to miss questions. Okay, let me see here. I'm at Jeffrey Waterman. What is the relationship between tips and gaining credits on perks or, what's the relationship between tips and gain perks on your player's card? There is no relationship between tipping the dealer and gain extra perks on your player's card. However, that might not be true at the Win, but the Win's going through some stuff right now. They still have, they're still fighting things out in court. But at the Win, the floorman's tips are the same as the player's tips. So if you start tipping big, the floorman might give you extra rewards. I don't know. I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. But normally, at a normal casino, it has no correlation. There's no correlation between the amount you tip and the amount of points you get on your player's card. Oh, if you had marker problems in the past, can you still be a dealer? That's a good question. You probably are not going to be you are probably not going to be a dealer at the casino you had a problem with the markers at. They'll probably remember you. As far as other casinos, I guess it depends on how bad it was and if it went on your permanent record. You know, did you go to jail for it? Was there any like permanent marks on your history where if they're doing like a background check, will they see it? But yeah, the casino that you had the problems with, you're probably not going to get hired there. I went to a casino hiring event. It was a brand new property. They provided free training and they will pay you a minimum wage after your training. Ooh, after the training, they give you a $1,000 bonus. Very nice. Malik, where is that? What casino is that? What state, city? Tell us about it, so that way we could send more people there. Where is that? Is it true that you can't get chips at the cage? You should be able to get chips at the cage. You should be able to. And that's only if memory is serving me correctly. So if anyone out there knows the answer to that question, please respond in the chat. Let us know the answer. I don't know for sure, but I believe that you can get chips at the cashier's cage. So you could go to the cashier's cage, give them $100, and they'll give you the chips that you want. You should be able to do that. Let me know if I'm wrong. Anyone in the chat, do your troll duty and let me know if I'm wrong. Oh wait, I'm missing more people. Okay. Mario, also if you declared bankruptcy in the past, can you still be a dealer? Is that how the current, and how is the current job market in Las Vegas? Current job market in Las Vegas is good. We need dealers, so you could come here, you could get a job as a dealer. You shouldn't have a problem with it. If you declared bankruptcy in the past, it might be a problem, but not in the way that you think. If they really want you, if the casino really, really wants you, then they're going to hire you regardless of whether you had a bankruptcy in your past or not. However, if they don't want to hire you, they might use that bankruptcy as an excuse for why they're not hiring you. Oh, we see you got a bankruptcy. We don't hire people who have bankruptcies, sorry. So it really just depends on the casino and it depends on the person who's hiring you. Do dealers gamble slots when they're not working? And can you gamble where you work? You guys are asking excellent questions today. So dealers are not allowed to gamble while they are on the clock. If you are on the clock, you are not supposed to be gambling at all. You are not typically... If you're a casino's game dealer, you're not allowed to play on the table games. At some casinos, you're also not allowed to play on the slot machines as well. At other casinos, you can play on the slot machines. So slot machines, it really depends on the casino. There are plenty of casinos out there that are happy to take their employees' money after they're off the clock. So it really just depends on the casino. But while you're on the clock, you are not supposed to be on the floor. You are not supposed to be gambling. You're not supposed to be on the slots at all. Once you get tapped off to go on break, you're supposed to go to the dealer's break room and nowhere else. Sweet. Awesome. Are some dealers in a union? It depends on the location. So there are some, not very many, only a handful of unions out there that do support dealers. For the most part, there are no unions for dealers. Here in Las Vegas, we are not really a union town for casino dealers. We do have a union for casino dealers, the TWU. Oh, it looks like we're going to have a special guest here in a second. So the TWU will do it. Give me 1 second. We got a guest. We have a special guest. Just a second. Yes. It's okay. I'm in the middle of a live stream. It's all good. Get back. Get back. Get back. Get back. Welcome.
Thanks. Go back.
Okay, lock the door. Lock the door. And feel free to say hi to everyone. We got a guest.
Hi, everyone.
Guest. Woo!
Sorry to bother the live stream.
No worries. We're going to finish it up, and then we'll do the live stream on your channel. The odds must be crazy at 3 p.m. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's why I'm here.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Go ahead, and I'm going to fix the light because the light's all sort of... I got to fix the light real quick. And then I'll do 1, maybe 2 more questions, and then we'll end the live stream for today. But give me 1 second. I have to fix this light. Okay, I'm back. Awesome. So yeah, we do have the union thing is a bit complicated. If you want to know more about the union thing, go to vegas-aces.com, go to my article section, and in the article section, I have in the in-depth area, it's in the in-depth section, I have a whole article, it's a huge thing, about the unions, the thing that's going on at the Wynn right now with the tips over there, and how basically I go into a lot of detail in that. So check out that article, and you should be able to find your answer in that article. Okay, 1 or 2 more questions, and then we're done. Let's see. Oh, good question. So, Scorned One, the casino just takes the money that is over the tip maximum? No, they don't take the money. Thank goodness. That would be messed up. No. So, if a player does tip on a Carnival game and they tip a large amount and it goes into the odds, they get a really good hand and they get large odds. The amount of money that the dealer doesn't get just doesn't get paid. It stays with the casino. The casino doesn't make that amount of money. It stays with that casino. They just don't pay it to you. So you get a certain amount up to a point, and after that point, that's all you get, and then the casino won't pay you any more after that point. So I hope that clears it up a little bit. Jim AP, I think cages normally cash out. Yeah, I know they normally... Oh, maybe... Mike, do you know the answer to this question? Can someone go to the cage and actually buy chips there?
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, so I was right. It's yes, they can. Thank you, I appreciate that.
They like it when they do that for all the chip collectors.
Yeah, okay.
Because it costs them $1 to make a chip, so they're happy to sell it for $5 or more.
That makes sense. So yes, you can do that, for sure. Cool party time, right? Okay, so 1 last question, and that's it. And we are doing... Mario has a lot of questions, so I'm going to pick one of those 2 questions. I guess I'll do both of them. How much do bosses make per year. Pit bosses make per year the same amount, about the same amount as dealers. So there's a big controversy going on right now about how if you go to, say, one of the higher up casinos, say the Cosmopolitan, for example, or the Wynn, well, not so much the Wynn, Bellagio, the Venetian, something like that, the casino dealers are actually making more money than their supervisors, and that's a problem. And that is the reason why the Wynn did what they did, where they shared both the floormen and the dealers' tips together, so that way the floormen would make more money than the casino dealers. So yeah, usually the floormen make about the same amount or less than the casino dealers, depending on the casino. Typically it's salary, and typically it's around $150 per day on your average casino. And then, do pit bosses really care about compulsive gamblers? They love compulsive gamblers. Come on in, let's all play. So that's it. That's pretty much all of your questions. We are going to get going here, maybe, if I can. Ooh, I think that just totally froze up. Okay, so that pretty much does it for today's show. Join us again on our next live stream, which is Monday the 19th. We are doing another AMA. Again, we are supported by viewers like you. If you think that this video was worth more than $0, then please click the link in the description below and donate the amount that you feel that this video is worth. Until then, this is Heather Ferris with Vegas Aces, reminding you that education can change the world. Okay, now go join me with the Wizard of Odds at the Odds Must Be Crazy. You have to join us. I gotta see you guys there. If I don't see you at the Odds Must Be Crazy, I'm gonna be mad at you guys. I'm gonna remember this. I'm not gonna forget.